Hello, welcome back to Disco Elysium. It's me, aproustian. So, I still need to talk to the guy in here, Noid, I think. Um, but I also need to investigate the church. I think I'll try talking to Noid first, see if I can get anywhere. I might not, since, given how my conversation with Andre went. But I might as well try. Also, this logical get-up is killing me. I cannot with this. Let's put on our cool glasses. That's a little bit better. And my big overcoat. There we go. I mean, I can't say it's a good look, but it's a look.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid?
He stooped over his toolbox as usual, shuffling bolts around angrily.
That's fine, man. But I've got to warn ya, our signs are still off. It'll take some time for me to get my sign on.
I thought we'd be okay now, sign-wise.
I'm doing what I can.
He continues to rearrange his tools.
He looks like a well-thought-out individual. The synchronization might be worth it in the long run.
Huh. I saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it?
A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Sure. I mean, I have it, and I can show it to him. Or I could just describe... You know what? I have it, so I'll show it to him. It's this one. Are you familiar with it?
Seems like my creation has found its way into the legal bureaucracy. What did you want to ask about it?
What's it supposed to
The
be?
dead guy smiling.
Yeah, okay. Touche. What does it mean? Why is the dead guy smiling?
He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths.
It's deeper than I expected, but it doesn't really make sense.
The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
Oh, I could say it's a symbol for communism, or I better not mention it. I'll not
He
mention
blinks,
it.
waiting for the next question.
What makes the sticker so modern?
Simplicity was brought to us by classical soul artist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing.
You come up with this stuff by yourself, I can ask? Seems awesome. I'm gonna ask if he came up with it. It's a more encompassing philosophy than I expected.
Not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Elysium. The beat is the same for all.
Okay, I think we've exhausted the subject.
I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
What about now? Are the signs all right now?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
What?
You heard me.
He examines the small metal bolt in his hand. Can you tell me about the machines you saw in the church?
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery.
Interesting.
Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachel's sister revolution on the Gran Isola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state.
Yeah, don't be so hard on them. They're all alone in the world. Half of what we know of them is just propaganda.
I know, man. I was just talking about the aesthetic.
Alright, what's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. It should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
So you think it's real? It actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
It feels very conspiracy theory, right? Like, I like the idea that he sees that there might be things that the ruling class suppresses for their own ends, you know. I'm not sure that this stuff would legitimately fall under that umbrella. Like, that's what makes it feel like a conspiracy theory. Alright, why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picks up some sort of widget. Alright. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Okay, let's see here. So I've got the Ravers. I can help them start the nightclub. And I can sync the signs with Noid. Incredible. Okay, I still have a trap here to check. And this will be a trip back to the Whirling in Rags. I mean, both of these will end up being because I assume my cryptozoologist is back with Lena, the Whirling in Rags. Oh, I'm still not sure about getting these signatures. Like, if doing so somehow fucks over Harry, fine. That's the game, Harry getting fucked over and fucking himself over. But if it's bad for the two women, Isabella and Lillian, oh, I would be so unhappy. So, that's my hesitation. We'll see. Okay. Oh, and I have something here. Oh, that's right. I have a new thought I could do. The actual art degree. -1 perception. Can't even look at this shit. Okay. How do I... Is this the right way to go? I forget if I came around that side of the church, or did I come around this side? This side. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, but now I have a key to the lock, so I don't have to break it down, which is fine. I could have broken it down, I'm pretty sure.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Alright, let's open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
The lieutenant nods at you. Okay, pull on the doors.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, what? Wow. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. That's what it says, but... Everywhere I go, I shuffle. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. Like, I knew this was a church, but I wasn't actually expecting something that felt reverential, you know? The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies? Is this related to that gaming company? I see the wires going into water. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. It just seems like a bad idea, you guys. Could these wires work as contact microphones? Huh. Intriguing thought. There's something up there. It's money. Stealing from a church. New shoes? Misk? Something. I missed the rest of that. Mesk Banger's red brogues. +1 empathy in someone else's shoes. What were my other shoes? These were +1 perception. The view from above, right? Yeah, I'll try empathy for a while. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. A cracked pane of glass. Colorful. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the front of the church, but, do this part first. Is that a... okay, a silk scarf. I can look at it, but I'm not gonna replace my necktie. +1 pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and Mesk floral motifs. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Interesting. There's definitely a sound.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual.
Yeah.
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Turn to Kim. What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this, or I guess I can't hear shit. I'll say not really.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing, on its premises.
What if it's something paranatural? I guess I could say that. Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing.
Could be.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very likely.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Oh, this one cannot be retried. Okay, I'm going to put my perception clothes back on. What if I don't want to know what's up there? I assume I can't... Can I change my... Oh, I can't change my clothes mid-conversation. Okay. What if I don't want to know what's up there?
The silence, the darkness, they've enveloped you as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore.
Oh, shit. I just took my perception boots off. Welp, it is what it is. Failed, but I healed something. A freaking blinking yellow thing. Huh.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. The sense of a great height.
Try to make something out. Anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
Blink. Oh.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Tiago. What's that?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Huh. Okay, so even though I failed, do I have to be here? Oh, I see.
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. The Crab Man.
Oh, right. Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Okay, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh.
I can run away. I have a bit of a problem. It's been getting a bit out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Thanks, Kim. Phew. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't.
Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
Hey, it's your neighbors who came up with this name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures? Point to the nearest pillar.
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
Nice curves. The tad derivative. You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. I'm gonna say, honestly, I don't get it. All these figures look half finished.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
A certain portent of doom. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch.
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Thanks, Kim.
Tiago's my name. But those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
I love how they keep up the Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. It's not my jam, but I love that it remains an option. My name's Harry. Extend your hand for greeting.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. Wait, what are you doing
This
here?
is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
That makes sense.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, at one with the state of the world before reality began.
Huh.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Faith is a kind of drug?
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it. Yeah, there's something about a breakup for Harry.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
Is that comforting? I'm not sure that's comforting. I'll say I guess you have a
I
point.
know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Alright. What are you doing in the church?
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
Interesting is kind of... The past didn't belong to me. It feels like vibes along what Noid was saying. History is a lie. I don't know. Are these yours? Show him the scarf and shoes you found lying around.
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Is he running around naked?
They'd only stop him from climbing. They look pretty dapper, actually.
Right, I had other
The
questions.
sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
So what do you think about the nightclub?
Why not?
Huh.
They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
Huh. I'm surprised. I thought somebody who worshipped the Mother of Silence would not be thrilled with having a nightclub here, but he is ascended beyond that. I kind of like it. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point to the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
The Aita is Grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
You don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
You got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Interesting. Okay then, thanks. Thanks, Tiago. I really do love that he's totally chill at the idea of the nightclub, because I kind of want to support the nightclub. Portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? From the contact microphones, maybe? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. What is this? Giant...
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
And her lungs are glowing.
This is her innocence, Dolores Dei. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Huh. No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you.
I'm pushing back because of the reaction he had to that book earlier on Dolores Dei. So I'm gonna push back against this. No, I am not your bug.
As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
I'm not doing that either.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass.
Okay, this is Dolores Dei.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of Delorianism?
Kim, are you a follower of Delorianism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are Delorian in origin.
Stroke your chin first.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The Delorian system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Alright. Right. So I read that book, The Greatest Innocence, so...
It's a mystery. A mystery
What?
sprinkled with self-pity and regret.
What?
For some reason, unknown to your mind, looking at her delicate eyes makes you feel like you're ready for drowning.
I can't believe I failed that roll. Ugh. Oh,
All
heal
you know
myself.
is, this is the young mother of humanity, and that you should go. Do something else. Escape her sad, worry-worn look.
I can't believe that. Fuck it. Okay. I'll try that again. First, reconstruct the cracked glass? Might as well try.
A jigsaw of broken shards
That was
falls
a
into place in
success.
front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text. A light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Huh.
A motor carriage? A gunshot? Someone falling into it? Or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break?
Who is the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto? What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
Something about death and something the new way?
And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
I don't know what après means, but monde is world. I don't know gris. Something about the new world?
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Wonder what the pale is. Lieutenant, this used to say afterlife, death, after, etc.
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, The world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
Shocker. What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Not very feminine.
Not at all.
Step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Alright, turn away. And then... I can't believe I failed that fucking check. Oops. So I would have to level up Encyclopedia again. Sure. Let's try it again.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting. Despite the
Thank
damage
God.
you've done to yourself,
Barely
the
2 and
title
1,
appears
my
lodged
God.
in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Dei, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've read a book, but it was fuzzy.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
I don't think there's one now, but I'll ask.
No, we are alone.
When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
Yeah, I'm so curious about the Isolas and the Insulindian. Like, I don't really feel like I understand yet what they are geographically. Like, are they just different places in this world? Are they different worlds that are connected? It feels more the latter. The inter-isolary travel almost feels like interstellar travel, but I don't think they're necessarily far apart in space. I feel like, I don't know, parallel worlds or something? I'm not sure. There's so much they haven't told me. I just going on vibes here. But I could see why this would make her so important, because this discovery, like you said about the motto, like remapped human thinking about their world and their place in the world. Okay, what else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court. A court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow, or I don't care. I mean, it is impressive. I'm gonna go with I don't care, because he's still being like, "Brr."
Okay. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
It's so weird. I love it.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. I repeat, her lungs started glowing. Do you care now? That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
Yeah. Okay, I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supremwindi. Altogether, 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
Yeah, I'm still pushing back. I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me.
Oh, she was insultingly beautiful. She was humanity's young mother, a perfect mother. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well.
What is Harry's connection here? She lived 300 years ago.
Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by Secret Servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this Secret Service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Dei was not entirely human, but something else.
Ooh, so she was assassinated. Damn.
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents.
Interesting.
Dolores Dei was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
What if she was something else? Okay. Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Dei. constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
Oh dear, what happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Dei often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Dei to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
So interesting.
This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Officer, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Huh. Glowing lungs are fucked up. Why do we tolerate her? Nothing, just looking around. She's beautiful. She's not human. She's not human.
Okay.
He takes his glasses off to clean them. Then after a while, he says,
This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
alright, we'll turn away. Interesting. Okay, well, I am about out of time, so I'm going to have to end here, and next time I will investigate the radio computer of the woman doing the whatever experiments are happening here. Yeah, I'm just so fascinated by this. It's so cool. Alright, I'll catch y'all the next time. Bye!